before I even hit record, I ended up like tripping and kind of ended up spraining a little bit on my leg, and I kind of just ended up falling apart. And the pain still hurts a little bit, but I think I might as well take that pain over the pain of having to pay for any like dating service app for the most part. Dating service apps have kind of became a little bit of a just thing that has been contributing to the just ongoing rise of lonely, desperate men that very much do want an actual girlfriend. And for the most part, I never exactly really much subscribed to a lot of like the dating apps. Even like things that like like Tinder, like the most popular one out there. Which now I only remember Tinder as kind of like the famous thing that ended up like saying that you can just pay for like subscriptions for it, and that you would end up having like a lucky chance to do so. Which almost all their features were completely useless because you essentially would just waste more money to essentially almost find no one, because why would they want you to find anybody to date with? And now we have Bumble that's coming into the spot, is essentially just going on to say that your own like AI can converse with other people for you, meaning that in the like the most like hilarious scenario, you can end up having like an AI very much mingle around with another AI, meaning that there and that the AI that you put out there will find love first than you would. That is the most saddest thing in the goddamn world. And I know people have been kind of at least going out and talking about, critical as talking about it, but I kind of wanted to go over the interview that the CEO, or at least was the CEO of like Bumble, that ended up kind of stepping down because she was talking about why that she even wanted to do this, and I kind of just found it to be the most interesting interview ever because like it ends up saying a lot of like nothingness, but also kind of just is very clear that she is very like wanting to get ahead on like the whole thing of like AI for the most part.
So last year you had a huge announcement. You stepped down as CEO. You're still Step forward as CEO. Step forward as CEO.
Into executive chair.
You're still executive chair, and you are brought on a new CEO, Lidiane Jones.
Yes, she is remarkable.
What compelled you to leave, or let go, or step forward?
So it had been almost a decade, and I think it's very important for everybody to always ask themselves, am I adding the most value that I could possibly add? Am I showing up with the passion, the heart, the smartest opinion on the things I'm best at? And what I realized when I sat down, I realized that I was spending too much of my time on things that I'm not inherently excellent at. I'm a founder. I'm an entrepreneur. I have big vision. I have so much commitment to this company. I almost feel like I'm intertwined with it. But my time was getting sucked into the day-to-day, operations. And that's not my destiny.
Right.
The truth was I stopped feeling as inspired. And the moment I found Lidiane, I saw her. It's funny because I've been building these dating apps and these connection apps where people are essentially finding their soulmate at first glance or their best friend. And I had the same thing happen. I wish we'd met on Bumble, but I saw her and I wish I had been Bloomberg, but it was CNBC. And I saw her and I said, I need to meet this woman. She's brilliant. And she feels like a really complimentary partner to me. She's a technologist. She is super sophisticated when it comes to AI. This is like her natural language. And I'm a dreamer. I'm a brand builder. I am very obsessed with product and creating brands around things that shouldn't be brands. I mean, people don't really wear dating app t-shirts historically. And, there's a lot of married people that rep our swag now. So there's something to that. And our brand should make you feel something, right? And I want this brand to outlive my tenure and anybody else that steps in. And so we're really great partners.
To be honest, I don't know what she's getting at on at the end. Like, everything else was kind of just like the whole like business kind of like spiel nonsense and all that. But what does the whole thing of like historically no one has worn like a brand t-shirt for like a dating app? I'm pretty sure because nobody would. Like, I have never seen anybody unironically wear a dating app merch of like Bumble or like Tinder or like Grindr for the most part. Like, I haven't seen anybody wear those unironically, and I'm pretty sure like it just doesn't make like I don't know why anybody would want to do that. Like unless that's like the last shirt that you have in your closet, then maybe. But like I don't see anybody like just repping like, yeah, I found my partner on Bumble and like I have everything for Bumble to like thank me on this whole thing, and like they were like the people responsible for like meeting my partner, and like they're inviting to my wedding, like. I mean, maybe I'm just not like the guy that's for it. Maybe I'm just kind of like the one that's kind of looking in. But I just would never want to wear a brand of like Tinder or Bumble like anywhere. Like I have no idea. I feel like wearing those shirts just show off more insecurities than like just end up like admitting that you ended up like pooping your pants or something like that.
When we launched Tinder and when I launched Bumble, we disrupted an industry that was never used by the millennial, crowd. And so I'm looking at Gen Z now, and I'm looking at the insanely large TAM of singles around the world. Loneliness is on the rise. It is actually one of the biggest issues that humanity is facing. I mean, according to the Surgeon General and top doctors, loneliness is actually killing us. And social media, while it has its benefits, it is not social media. It is antisocial media. And so I think there's something really powerful about the technology that we're building to really connect us, go online to get offline. And that is going to be absolutely critical for the next generation, the current generation, and for bringing us closer together.
So essentially, you want to have AI mingle with other people of AI, meaning that you're not exactly contributing much to like actual human connections. You're just like having you're just getting people to just have the quickest shot to a partner on a dating app that is not even most human on the other side. So you literally won't know exactly who you're even going to be speaking with. Like that's not. I feel like that's the complete opposite of what you're trying to do. And I understand that like the whole thing of like social media is kind of like an antisocial thing, where like you can end up feeling like very alone. Like I don't like I can very much agree with that part. I can like sometimes that a lot of people maybe feel that like that way, and I very much agree that like a loneliness is on the rise. But like Tinder and Bumble, like a lot of dating apps for the most part, they contribute a lot to that loneliness. And it's not just because like you can't find a date on like online dating apps for the most part. It's that online dating apps and like just online dating networks in general, they don't want you to find a date. They want you to keep like contributing to and pay more and more for them, because like if they don't have anything left, then like what's the point of like doing anything? In fact, a lot of just like regular social media, like just Twitter, Instagram, like Snapchat, and like just anywhere else out there, people can find each other on there and still have a date. Like, cause like a lot of that stuff is just for free. You can text anybody out there, out the wazoo, for free, and you would stay able to like find your dates on there, and you still be able to like have everything else, as long as you're like not talking to like a reply bot that has like just the pussy in bio and all that.
Bumble just made a huge change. Women don't have to make the first move now, which obviously was super core to your founding of the company. Like, what does that mean? Is Bumble just going to become just like any other dating app?
So the headlines got it a little wrong. Women do still make the first move. How they make the first move has evolved. And what we heard from over 70% of the women that we spoke to was, we love making the first move, but we don't love how we make the first move. Sending a message to 70 matches is exhausting. Women already have so much work every day. We are just burdened with exhaustion. And we kept talking to all of these women, young and all ages. They're like, dating is exhausting. We love Bumble, dating is exhausting. So we heard them. We wanted to preserve the safety and the original inspiration behind making the first move, which was essentially to put women in the driver's seat and to also remove a lot of rejection from men. Dating was a broken system.
Well, dating's still kind of hard.
It is really hard.
And even with apps now, you've got people like the backlash against dating apps, and people feel like they're stuck in this kind of vicious cycle.
They do. So what we did was we leaned into that. We're obsessed with our customer. For the first several years of Bumble, against doctor's orders, I read every single feedback email. They went to my phone. I was the feedback person. So no one realized, but the CEO was responding to them. I was essentially the first line of communication. And we still do that. Lidiane is obsessed with that as well. And so we're taking a customer obsessed path, and we are going to win. Like, we will be the way people meet. And this is not a fad. And so what we are doing is we're leaning into the things people don't like, the things that are stressing them out, and we are saying, how do we be the best place on the internet for women?
Something I actually did not realize that was kind of a thing on Bumble, where like women are like meant to be the first one to actually approach men into the DMs for like the very first time. And I initially thought it was kind of like a regular dating app for the most part, like all the others for the most part. But apparently now that since the women are still able to like still make the first move, it's just that now you can just put in like an AI prompt into the thing and just see exactly how it works. So you're essentially just getting a DM, like almost kind of like a bot, like RP message from it. And like I don't know exactly why that's beneficial to anybody, because that just comes across as like just being very like disingenuous and just very fake. Like, I don't think any person would want to have a message be sent to them that is completely and utterly fake, but also that it's just from someone that's like not exactly on keen interest and like dating. And if you're not that much keen interest in like dating for the most part, delete the app, sign out of it, and like maybe just not contribute all that much into it. Like, and the thing is, like, dating is like you can do, like, it's an option. You can date whoever you want, and you also don't even need to contribute to being part of like an actual date. You don't even need to have a partner. All those are like fine options. Like, you don't really need to have any of those. But I feel like that just like, this interest just kind of ends up like making the whole situation worse, because now essentially there's no human on the other side, and then you could just put like a prompt just saying like, oh hey, yeah, here, there's the message, here's the message, next person, that message, next person, message. Like, it just, I feel like this is like such backwards ways of like thinking for the most part. Like, this serves nobody except for just them for it. Like again, they are saying these things like they have like the best intentions, when in reality it's not. This is just a more contribution to just being utterly lonely, and AI is not going to fix that in any time soon. It's just going to keep contributing. You're just going to keep stoking the fire for it.
How much is AI going to help or hurt that? Because, you and I talked about last year, AI might be able to help teach you how to flirt, help you write that opening message. On the other hand, you've got like people falling in love with bots, and like bots posing as real people.
Yes.
Like, this is getting really terrifying.
Yes, it's a little freaky, but that's a fad. I mean, listen, I'm sure there are people out there that might form friendships with some form of AI, and that's fine. But our focus with AI is to help create more healthy and equitable relationships. And that also starts with yourself. How can we actually teach you how to date? How can we help you show up in a better way?
So give me an example.
Okay, so for example, you could in the near future be talking to your AI dating concierge, and you could share your insecurities. I just came out of a breakup. I have commitment issues. And it could help you train yourself into a better way of thinking about yourself. And then it could give you productive tips for communicating with other people. If you want to get really out there, there is a world where your dating concierge could go and date for you with other dating concierge. No, truly. And then you don't have to talk to 600 people. It will go scan all of San Francisco for you and say, these are the 3 people you really ought to meet. And so, that's the power of AI if harnessed the right way. But for us, it's staying very committed to our Northern Star, a safer, kinder digital platform for more healthy and more equitable relationships, always putting women in the driver's seat, not to put men down, but to actually recalibrate the way we all treat each other.
The answered response, like when the person ended up asking her the question of like the people like dating AI, and she kind of ends up scoffing us kind of off as like, well, I mean, if they end up getting into the AI, then like that's, you can do that, that's fine. You can do whatever you want, but like we're here to make sure that you can train with this AI. And if you end up accidentally falling in love with it, that's not our problem. You're just really, you're just desperate at that point. Like you are really down bad that you will literally talk dirty with an AI. And I feel like those other like hecklers as well in the crowd that were also kind of like laughing at this whole thing, I think it's kind of also just like the same sentiment I just also have, because like I still do not believe that any of this AI is going to contribute to almost anything out there in the whole world. I don't know why every like CEO is like so unneedlessly obsessed with the idea of that. I feel like that's just a poison that's just getting like almost like on like every CEO for the most part, and it's just like the only thing that they hear is like AI, faster mobility, meaning just more money in their pockets, and that's really almost like the entirety of this video because of it, and that's really all I very much wanted to most talk about, which is the whole Bumble like CEO kind of just like going off for the most part. Like I was like, this has been kind of a trending thing for the most part, but I mainly just wanted to do the interview for the most part because like it just has so much to like kind of just say in terms of it, and that's really all there is to it. So that's about the video. Bye bye.